Hey.
Hey,
Howdy.
Good to have
How's it going?
Forge back this week.
yeah, we missed you last week.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was doing last week. What was I doing last week?
You're saving the world.
Yeah, exactly.
That's every week.
It's a good thing too.
Yeah, it was. Thanksgiving is always a weird week for me. Anyway, I had family. Like, I was supposed to go hunting. I got roped into staying and not going over and going elk hunting again. It was just, anyways, it all turned out just fine. Yeah, roped. It's exactly what it was. Roped in.
Try kicking and screaming all the way.
Oh, stay here with in-laws and family. It'll be fun. I promise. It'll be great. No, it was good. It turned out well. So yeah,
Great.
You guys have a good holiday?
Yeah. Anybody do any Black Friday shopping? Does anybody do that? Really? Yeah.
I mean,
of course they
online.
do. I mean, it must happen.
I did some online.
My brother does. He literally goes so he can get socks, and he buys his socks for the entire year. That's his deal.
Fair?
I shouldn't be laughing so hard about that. That seems that's awesome though.
He go like it's funny. My brother is like, he's like, if I had just all the money in the world, like disposable income, like my one thing I would get is a new pair of socks that I'd wear every day. Just a new pair of socks. Like I have a brand new pair that I would put on, and I would never wash and reuse socks. You would have new pair of socks every day. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I mean, new socks feel great, so it's funny. I love it. Oh yeah.
Well, Black Friday seemed to hit everywhere.
We got 4 watchers. We got 4 watchers. What's happening?
Awesome.
Did you post it in the Gala Discord? Is that what happened? Did you do that last week?
I think these are the faithful. Like that's awesome.
I got 4 faithful.
Love it.
I actually talked to a guy who wants to start paying attention, so we'll get him plugged in too. But
is that Jason Brink? He can tune in anytime he wants. Come on.
That's right. He should because we have amazing content, all delivered based on the things that he's doing. So,
I mean, not just him.
That's fair. That's fair.
We definitely cover ahead of the game, but we also obviously want to cover the dev stuff that's going on with all the games and just some intricacies that are happening. So, yeah. What do we got?
Well, we trashed my Black Friday segue. We'll just kind of like rerun back up.
I ruined it.
And deliver there. So, Gala did some Black Friday stuff. They sold a bunch of stuff with discounts. The one that was really huge, I don't know if either of you like essentially flipped the coin on it. Did you? It worked for a lot of people. There were a lot of really happy people, but the NFT mystery boxes, particularly the platinum one, were on Black Friday sale with a 25% discount. And
I sent you the screenshots of what I got. You knew that.
Did I? No. That was a different sale. That was
those the diamond boxes. Were those not the mystery boxes?
No, you're thinking of the mercenary tomes. Unless you
No. I sent you. I'll give them to Blake.
Oh no, I do see that. Never mind. Why did I not? Okay, yeah.
So I did 2. I did 2 of the diamond boxes. Where you had where you had a chance of getting they cost like 30 grand in Gala, and then you had a chance of getting 32,000 or something in Gala, and so I did 2. Yeah. And I got my Gala back on both of them, and I got some legendary. Oh yeah, you got them up. Legendary Walking Dead characters. I got 2 in one, and then I got what was kind of a controversy in the discords of the Primal Ravengers, which we can get into that if you want. I definitely was knee deep into that side.
Yeah,
we probably should.
It was I understand both sides is my problem, and I look.
I'm the same way. I get.
Colder,
yeah.
I bought mine first run, so I did get the Ravager the original way. So I understand that. I also understand that if they've got them in the vault, they're eventually going to put them out. There's that too.
Yeah, and look, to make it short and simple, it just comes down to the communication, right? I don't think Gala did anything wrong, and essentially that they had those Ravengers to give out how they please, because it's how it's always been with all the NFTs. They get their own that go into the vault, but their communication on what it was lacking in the fact that everybody understood that if you were a node owner, that's the only way you were going to get it. Which, to me, it sounds like if I'm a node owner, that's the only way you're ever going to see that NFT ever come out is if you bought a node. I mean, there's the communication is the issue. That's it. I don't think Gala did anything wrong. I just think their communication from the get-go of it, and then also when it was brought to the attention, the way they reacted to it also was definitely not cool.
It didn't have that customer service feel to it. Definitely not.
No, and you know, it's what was his name? I forget his. I know his real name, but what's his Discord name? The
Chair Bandit.
Yes, Chair Bandit came out with a very condescending, reply, which is unfortunate in the fact that it's, just. I get that they have a lot of like people that are coming at them in terms of anger. But guess what? You have to deal with that and deal with it in a way that's not being an asshole. Because his reply was completely bullshit. I was like, give me a fucking break. Come on. You're going to try and, I can't remember exactly what did he say. Ever? We didn't say ever. He put ever in there. The fact
we didn't say it was the only way ever.
Yeah, the only way ever that you're going to get it. I'm like, really? So that's how you're going to play it? And if that's how, and I don't think Gala is going to play it that way. I just think that's a horrible communication style. That needs to be fixed.
Yeah, so, it's that passive aggressive, like, oh, it's on. I mean, it just is doesn't seem like the proper way to.
No, their culture that they've set up there is with, Beanie, Benefactor, being the really what it looks like the sole owner of Gala, in the fact that Wright's pretty much out. He has no say in what's going on here. So so it's all Benefactor. Benefactor's the man. And when he comes into the Discord and calls it his home, which totally you own it, you do it, and is berating to people, he's in, calling them names, calling them out, being condescending and that kind of stuff, then it's going to create that culture within his employees as well. And that's exactly what Chair Bandit did. He's basically just mirroring what Benefactor would do. So I think that needs to change. I don't think, again, let me go back to what happened. I don't think Gala did anything wrong with what they did with the Primal Ravengers. I think it was completely within their bounds to send those out. Yeah. I just think communication was bad.
Yeah.
That wasn't the only thing you could get out of them, though, right? The boxes also contained the Gala, so you got more than you spent.
Got more than I spent.
That's a great deal right there. And again, that was a 42% chance, 42.6%. So you just happened to flip heads 2 times in a row. Nice work. And some new legendary characters too.
Yeah. So, honestly, I was thinking about, I've got a lot of characters as potentially giving one of those away. I don't know. We'll see. Think about it. Maybe like a little promotional thing for the collective, sending that out. So Smiling Monster says it reminds me of the Spider Tank's chicken incident, which I agree, it was 100% that way. And then Benefactor came in and was the hero because he's like, yeah, we're never giving them away, but it was a very similar wording and whatnot. So but I mean, we can move on from that. We don't want to delve too much into it. So, but we covered it.
Yeah,
I think we're just ramming home that there needs to be clearer communication on the side of the sales. Like, don't throw a bunch of foam language at us, and then change that language later on when you want to do something different with the remaining supply, right? So I think that's hopefully that's reinforced. Hopefully they they're hearing us on that stuff. Yeah, other things that were on sale. Was pretty much every game had at least something. Spider Tanks, all of their stuff was on sale pretty much, and that's probably for the best because the prices on those things are a little bit prohibitive right now if you're just looking at it from what you can earn from the game in order to be able to like gather the silk to pay for things.
Yeah.
The Spider Squad this week was they decided not even to play Spider Tanks. They went for The Walking Dead. So you had it was I think Chair Bandit and Sinister, and that's Tiny, and who else was there?
Light GG is down here.
Yeah, Light GG. So the four of them just ran around playing Walking Dead together and chatting. It was more of a, again, it's Thanksgiving week, so I think everybody was relaxing a little bit. You saw that with we'll talk about ahead of the game later, but that was also, instead of live, it was pre-recorded this week. So things were a little bit looser, like all the way around. Strangely, I'll jump forward in the show notes to what I was going to say about Miranda's. Jason Hughes turned 50 on Thanksgiving Day, and he made a little post about that in the Discord. And so usually on Thursday night or Friday morning, it's usually even Thursday night, he posts his weekly tech update. He didn't have it this week because he had already done it on Monday. The man is just like a powerhouse. He won't stop working. In fact, they said, we're all going to take the weekend off, except Jason. He's allowed to work only 70 hours this week. So he just keeps going and keeps going.
Love it.
Yeah, but that work is paying off. They did apparently find the final bugs that were getting in the way of the Shipwreck Crate sale. So they're going to be able to give us an official date for that. They're reserving that for the Miranda's Fireside Chat that's going to be coming up on December 1st. That should be at noon, 12 o'clock Pacific on so that's Friday, December 1st. One of the little things out of the tech that just like jumped out at me, Jason said that they'd been tweaking the murder rate of NPCs. And he didn't go into it very deeply, but from that we can infer that they actually kill each other. Maybe not like goblins killing goblins, but like goblins killing wolves or whatever.
Oh, it's 100% what that happens. Like they literally are creating an environment where goblins hunt, like they're actually hunting deer. They are, potentially hunting each other. I think there actually is like the whole rival goblins, like rivalry. Okay, yeah. So if they get too big in a certain area, so again, they're trying to create an environment that is, guess what? Goblins eat deer and they'll eat wolves and stuff too, right? And wolves will eat deer. Well, if there's too many deer, right, you're going to probably attract more goblins in those areas. So it's all kind of growing on each other. He showed me a video of proximity hunting type of stuff where a goblin was going after a wolf, and then there was a deer that was kind of going off on the edge, and then the moment that the deer was going to be an easier target, it switched off the deer and switched off the wolf and went to the deer, and it was all proximity stuff. So it was pretty sweet. They got some freaking awesome stuff going on over there, man.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I've got some friends that saw the game and they're just like they weren't impressed with the low poly art, and I was like, but you have to understand that what's going on behind the scenes in this game is like seriously groundbreaking. Like I don't know of any other game that's done it like this, or like the goals that they have in regards to the way that this environment lives, not just like works but lives. Like I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to compare it to at this point. They've stripped down Unity apparently to like the bare bones that they need, and then they've like plugged their own stuff back into it in order to be able to make this all work. And they're pioneering some crazy technology with AI and other stuff. Like this could, I don't know, this could be a one of a kind. That like,
it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I get it in early, so don't forget later.
And I was gonna say, I've played some games that are like some of the most beautiful looking games I've ever played, and the gameplay sucked and it was super boring. And then I've played a bunch of games that graphics are nothing to write home about, but the game is so fun you don't even think about it after 10 minutes into the game. And so to me, it's like, I think the low poly aspect of it is, I think it'd be cool and unique. I mean, from a technical standpoint, I would imagine it makes it easier to run the game at a high level, especially with the amount of other things going on. It's like, okay, if we need to scale down the graphics to make it so the AI enemies are able to be this advanced in their modeling, like, yeah, I'll take that every day. So I don't think it's gonna be the end of the world.
No,
I don't think so either. It's its own art style at this point, and you can like it or not, but the game is going to be fun and intense. The playtests already have been like,
it's gonna be hard. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna make it hard. I mean, that's their whole goal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So some other Thanksgiving related stuff. I guess it was all kind of Thanksgiving related, but they did have some things that they did specifically for Thanksgiving. They sent out an email to everybody that has an account that apparently you could just Haas posted earlier today that you could just punch the code in on the site into the what do they call that, the promo code page, but there was a link in your email that would take you to it. There was a little bit of a hubbub about that because it's the crypto world and you're putting a link in an email, but they did verify that it was authentic in the Gala Discord server, and it was just a little thank you reward of beams and popcorn, and you could get either a composting facility for Townstar or a
Townstar.
Oh yeah, Common Ground. Well, until they change the nodes, there's still that lingering like effect of it. So they are still called Townstar nodes. Anyway, yeah, Common Ground World composting facility, and if you didn't get that, you got a common Carver tank. So, which is with the weapon. So you would need a body to go with it. That was just like a thank you gift. There was a little bit randomized. People got different amounts of beams or popcorn, like smaller sizes or larger sizes. Gala Music announced that they weren't going to be participating. In fact, the way they put it, they were skipping Black Friday, and the word was skipping because now they allow you on their site to set up your own playlist, so you can skip stuff you don't want. So now, it is a step forward. I don't know if that's I don't think that's available on the Stage app yet, but on the music site, if you just would hit the player, you could queue songs. You could go through and manually click songs, and then they would play them. Then it would just dive back into the random stream that's set up by the whatever DJing type software that they've got in place. Well, now you can set up your own playlists, and you can listen to just the stuff that you want to, which is quality of life improvement there. I'm really going to jump around here because I want to stick with the Thanksgiving stuff before we speak of other things. Champions Arena did their own version of Black Friday. Instead of like giving discounts for things to sell, they said that if you purchased a certain amount of gems, you would qualify for a champion box. And so $100 in gems qualified you for an epic champion box, and $250 in gems qualified you for a legendary champion box. So there was an opportunity to get a hold of some characters that you might not have without having to buy gems and the box at the same time.
Yeah. I did not get any of those.
There it is. I was trying to find it. I have so many tabs.
Yeah.
I was like, what is it?
Yeah, so it was something for those that are playing it. It is an opportunity. There are a lot of champions in that game, a lot of different ones, and each of them has their particular way to shine. But maybe more importantly is that they got their Nexus rental system online. The Nexus is the closest thing we could compare it to would be the Spider Tank's drop pod. The Nexus can hold one champion, and just like Spider Tanks was in the beginning, it's a randomized queue at this point. You can't assign a character to a particular player. If someone wants to rent, get the opportunity to pilot essentially a champion, they just snag one off the queue, and so they have it for 8 hours, I think is the duration, and so they can build a team around whichever they get out of the Nexus queue, and then they can play with that, and there will be an earnings split if they perform well in the arena. Apparently, you can only use one Nexus champion. You can't build a full team of 4 different Nexus champions. So you're going to need to have your own champions anyways. But if you didn't have an NFT version, if you were just playing for free, now you can actually qualify for earnings because you get a chance to get your hands on an NFT through the Nexus system. So you have a smile on your face about that. I don't know if you wanted to say anything in particular.
No, I just got a text message. Somebody saying you're not paying attention because I'm over here trying to get some stuff on my phone because I can't put Discord up on my computer while this is running. It for some reason like crashes it almost every time. So I had the Discord up, and so he's yelling at me. He's like, "You're not paying attention." I'm like, "Damn it! All right, sorry."
Okay, so Smiling Monster clarified that for me. It's you get 10 minutes to use it. It's an 8-hour cooldown and a one-time use only in the arena.
And you can select which champion, I guess.
Okay. Well, that'll speed up the process then, I guess.
He also clarified that Nexus sucked balls.
He did make that comment.
Okay.
So I wonder if so I'm assuming
Glitch. I need to watch that because I haven't followed much of this stuff.
So I'm assuming then you can't directly lend to someone. Like you said, it just goes into the queue, and the queue is then just selected from, kind of like the drop pod system. I mean, now I guess you can adjust that, but in its first inception, wasn't it kind of the same process of?
Yeah, you were just putting your tanks out there, and whoever got them got them. But that was a little bit different because it was a 24-hour queue, and so you had a chance for somebody decent to be able to actually get their hands on it. But you also knew that like it was about a 50-50 shot of that, so there were a lot of scrubs that would get it, and even if it was a good tank, they'd probably lose with it. So I don't know. This one seems to be a little bit more targeted to the person on the piloting side, that they have a chance to pick which champion they want to use, but they don't determine which one they get. Maybe it's a champion. Yeah. They don't know what level they're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Smiling also says that if you want to reduce the cooldown, you can pay gems. For those of you that can't read, if you're looking at the screen,
well, this is a podcast. People listen to it too, so.
Oh yeah,
we actually get a fair amount of listens through Apple Podcasts. Which, by the way, are we on Spotify yet, Blake?
We should be. I sent off our stuff, and they were like, they had to get like a verification thing sent back over to me. So as soon as I get that, we should be good to go.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna get real. We might actually get up to 10 listeners at one time.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people I'm allowed to influence, honestly. I'm like
all of them. All the people.
All the people.
All of the people.
Let's talk about Get Plucked. There was a bunch of delays because of App Store problems, and then new build problems with app stores. But this past week they finally got all their. Oh, dude, I want to do it. All their clucks in a row. Should we do that?
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, yeah. So everything's lined up. They launched their first weekly leaderboard challenge on Wednesday, and so there was a little bit of a fracas when they reset the leaderboards yesterday. But the challenge doesn't end. The first week challenge doesn't end until Wednesday. It's 9:59 a.m. Pacific. So you have about 2 days left if you want to peg that leaderboard and get in on the first week. And then there will be a second week with the same prizes. It's going to be $5,000 again, paid in Gala. That's not going to be persistent. It's just the first 2 weeks that they're giving those prizes. They did introduce a lot of new chickens that you can purchase with the in-game feathers. It's essentially their database token for it. You get feathers by your cumulative hops allow you to open to crack eggs open, and when you open the eggs, they'll have a randomized amount of feathers inside of them, and as you get more of them, the eggs go up in rarity, which means that the range is higher, and you can get more and more feathers. So the highest cost one is the Grim Beaker at 250,000 feathers. So it'll take a bit to grind for that one. But I think it was, I want to say it's 18 new chickens that you can get just from playing in game, free to play kind of stuff.
That's cool.
And the chickens are supposed to be little like gathering aids within Voxverse as well. So it's not just that you're stockpiling these things for the Frogger style, the Endless Hopper style. That's what it is, the Endless Hopper game. But that they should have functionality in Voxverse as well. What were you going to say?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Nothing.
you.
I'm listening. I'm listening on this one.
There's so much to listen to.
I mean, I'm going to say stuff on the games that I really like. Get Plucked. I hate it.
We know. I had the same conversation with someone else who also said the same thing. It's Frogger. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I like
Frogger. I just think that the gameplay that they had on their phone, it sucked. Like there was too much delay, like trying to utilize it. It just, the gameplay was not good. Just bottom line. I actually enjoy Frogger. I actually enjoy those types of games.
Yeah.
It just felt like whatever they had put through just wasn't quality gameplay. Just my opinion.
I was playing it last night. I got up, couldn't sleep, decided to peg the leaderboard, and strangely, my first game was my best game. I got almost 600.
Dang, you're moving.
That was pretty good. The high scores are really high. There's guys that are over 2,000. But I was thinking about it. Like, if you look at the quality of the little advertising stuff that they do, they did a Thanksgiving commercial for Get Plucked with a bunch of the chickens coming around the table, and then RoboCoop brings out a turkey. They all run for the hills. One of them starts vomiting on the table, and it's just and then it's just the big "Get Plucked" kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And there's some ingenuity in the marketing there, and I don't know how I don't know how long it takes to make a video like that, but these guys are they're having fun with it. And I do like that about it. And
I like all that stuff about it. I don't like the gameplay. I think the gameplay is definitely lagging in the development side of things. That's it. They did I think they did a shitty job putting it together. I think they put it together too fast, or they just need to fix some things. So
the swipe is troublesome. I've heard a lot of people talk about fat fingering a swipe.
Game. That's 90% of the game is the swipe, and it sucks. Sorry, I'll get off. Stop.
Maybe they could just put a little left-right button, and you could pick between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they also said that we're supposed to be anticipating another game, and it's close to the chest right now as to what it is, but there should be something coming up soon that's Vox related. So obviously we still have the Vox Odyssey going on. If you're clicking the buttons every 12 hours for your Vox, they're going to be gathering resources for the eventual launch of Voxverse, but they were talking about it being another game of some kind. So I don't know if they're planning on doing a bunch of arcade style stuff or what, but I like that concept, a little Gala arcade, even if it is like the voxel type. We could enjoy that, and it might be compelling enough for people to actually like stick around and take a look at some of the other games. Like we now have The Walking Dead in its public development demo. It's fun. It's like and it's not even done yet. It's really engaging. You got a whole lot of stuff to do. There's the threat of death. A lot of us have been talking about the hope that they increase the difficulty level, so that you're not I guess once you get to like 30 or 40, particularly if you're using blades, it starts to get kind of easy, and then it's just like this dead grind to get through the remainder of your levels up to 100. But they don't have any of the dungeons in place yet, and we've already seen the artwork for them. We had the Blue Realm video of them actually building one of the dungeons. And there's the cryptocurrency aspect of it, whether it's going to be dead coin or anything else, none of that is integrated yet. The renown system hasn't been integrated. Renown is something you're supposed to be able to earn that based on how you do on those challenges, the 4 and 6 hour challenges. We don't see most of what they want to do, which would be like the end game kind of stuff, and yet it's still a blast to get in there. The Moth group, we got angry at people one night. We started torching their bases. There's genuine interactivity going on with that game. So that's a ton of fun. There's a lot of people that don't know about that game. Because it's in public development. It's not a launch. People don't know about it. They might come to the ecosystem because of one of these little plinker games that they were just looking for something to do for a little bit of time, and then they found it and they were like, oh, this is a Gala game. What's Gala? And obviously that's the appeal of a platform concept, that it brings attention that kind of can be shared with everything that is on the platform. Hopefully we see more of that. I needed a croissant somewhere in there. You just totally
Chris got you away, huh?
That's yeah. When I get long-winded, we need to know.
You had one job. Nate. One job.
Oh, too funny.
We've been hopping around a bit. Let me dial us back in. Where were we?
You're a Walking Dead it.
There wasn't. I mentioned earlier there wasn't a Head of the Game episode this past week. It was pre-recorded. Most of it included some of the updates that we've been talking about with the different games, and then they did a pre-recorded. It was the in the game video that was Sinister and Nephilim Haas playing Terraria and just kind of discussing their background in gaming, things that they like about gaming, things that they've seen at Gala, just what it's like to be a part of all of that. And then afterwards, it was kind of neat because they had a bunch of the Gala people. Jason came back on, and Nephilim Haas was there. Anita was there. Chair Bandit was there. Oh man, who am I missing, and why am I going to be sad about that? Anyway, they were just talking about what they were thankful for. So they kept it topical, and there is a lot to be thankful for, I guess. Without getting a little weepy, we don't need to bring back Thursday or anything like that. But so it was an interesting episode, but it was also lightweight on information because it was pre-recorded and they didn't really tear into too many questions. He did answer some stuff off of the questionnaire form that they put out weekly, but there weren't any live questions being shot at him. One of the major things that he did talk about in there was the upcoming Eternal Paradox launch. So there was an AMA that was hosted last Wednesday. It was in Korean. Actually, the AMA was a bit before that. They posted it to YouTube on Wednesday, and so it was English subtitles. But they discussed very early. They discussed that it was going to be December 5th that the game is going to be launching. So that's
nice.
Right around the corner.
Incredibly right around the corner, which means there's a bunch of us that are about to get geared up and busy, because this one, as compared to the Walking Dead launch, which has been really engaging, this one is going to have a full token launch. So the earnings are going to be launched immediately with the game, and so your best strategy is to dive in and get at it. They, in conjunction with this, they ran a mercenary tome sale. As of right now, they're 30% off, so it brings them in at just under $200 per tome, and you can from that you can open a mercenary from between the rarities of rare and ancient. This one's a little bit different than Champions Arena, because Champions Arena has so many different champions, and some of them each of them is specific to a rarity. So like you get a Ged, he's a rare. There is no ancient Ged. He's always going to be a rare. Now you can improve him through the game. You can get more stars for him, but his rarity doesn't change. In this case, you can have a rare, epic, legendary, or ancient version of Bianca, who is she seems to be the kind of the hero of the story, at least one of the focal characters in the lore side of the game. That was something that I really appreciated from their perspective. They wanted to come up with a storyline that made sense with a seasoned game. So that was the reason for the Rings of Ruin, the way that everything resets every 7 weeks. They actually built a story out of that. This is something that is just a mechanism that's built into their existence, that if the Rings of Ruin, if they can accomplish a certain task, it just resets time so that they get to go back through. And slowly they were saying that some of the characters, as you're playing through the different seasons, you're not going to see it in the first season, but when the second season comes around, there's going to be different dialogue coming from some of these characters, as if they're remembering that they were there before, almost like a deja vu kind of experience. And so it I don't know. It's there's
going to be too many games and not enough people to play them all.
Well, that's why we need to get more people into the ecosystem. That's why we need little Frogger type games that mom in the house is going to be playing, and someone's going to come by, what's that? And then they're going to look into it.
Or, a group of people getting together, trying to educate each other, build tools and things to support the ecosystem and make the onboarding process easier, like the Gala Collective or something. I don't know.
Where was that coming from?
Just thought of something off the top of my head. But, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's really why we've been working so hard to put all this stuff together, is to be that right-hand man for Gala and be like, okay, how can we support the ecosystem, help drive player growth, and make these games. It's more fun when more people are playing. The more competition means, that's the thing people like to do, is play with their friends and grief each other. And so the more we can get back to that and focus on the fun elements, people will come.
Yeah, I was
They will.
I was talking in Gala Gold earlier today. The topic of grit came up, and grit was, for some reason, grit was on my mind, and then someone asked about it. And I remembered 2 episodes ago of Ahead of the Game, Anita actually said something about it there. The little icon for grit came up in the corner of the screen, and she mentioned that the devs are there to answer questions. I don't know if she was referring to the Gala server or the actual grit server, but it was it just seemed a little bit jarring to see it out of the clear blue that they were talking about it on Ahead of the Game. So I've been thinking about that and wondering what they're up to, if anything. But then, as I was thinking about it, I remember when it first came out, they were the devs were intentionally like scheduling times. It was usually on a Thursday, and they for a while they were doing 2 times a day on Thursdays, where they would just gather as many people as possible to have it be the battle royale feel rather than just like one or two people like playing against each other, like, or 2 or 3 people playing against each other. And that's something that the community could do. I'm not promoting anything at this point, but for us to just say, hey, like we're setting up a little sign up. If you want to be a part of this, here it is. There have been some interesting ideas bandied about in a bunch of different channels, as far as just like what do you do with all these NFTs that seem to have no utility? What do you do with all these games that like you can play Superior, you can play Grid, you can play Last Expedition, like you can get into these games. It's just people aren't getting into these games, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that most people that know about Gala are degens, and they don't want to play unless they're actually getting coins out of it. They're not. It's not quite the gamer populace yet, and yet there's a stalwart few in each of those games that are getting really good at it, and they do know the games, and they would love to have more people come on board so that they could like have more people to play with, or have like just be able to educate them on like the best techniques or whatever it might be. Not everybody's equipped to reach out to the world through a podcast and explain what they're going to do. Not everybody's as sociable as that. We're talking about gamers here. A lot of gamers have social anxiety, so they don't communicate well. So if there were people from the community that were assembling these things, bringing in the people that are like really still interested in the game, saying, hey, can you be there at this time so we can make sure we have a good game, and then connect to other people either directly through the Gala community or even inviting people that we know from other gamer communities, saying, hey, let's check this out. I really think that's even if it's not the only way that these things are going to get any kind of attention, it's a way that we can actually do something about it. Let's pick the games that we like. Let's get some things together and actually like play the games out the way that they're intended to be played. Like a battle royale needs a lot of people. You can't get it done with just 3 people in the queue for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yep. I completely agree.
Joe.
Good.
Oh, I was to say Joe Arvison. I don't know who this guy is, but he was on the Twitter Spaces over the weekend. He jumped on. Welcome, Joe. I don't know. Do you have a Discord handle, Joe? What's your Discord? He's been joining us. I've seen his name a couple times, so just trying to figure out who's who. So, all right, what are we missing, man? Any last?
No, that there was one little thing that I dug out of the.
It's Dark Rift.
The Eternal. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool, man. Welcome to the cast.
So apparently the land NFTs for Eternal Paradox won't need to be bridged. That was in one of the Medium posts that they put out. There will be if you have it in your wallet when you link your account, you will be given a Gala chain version of the NFT, and the ERC 721 will be deprecated, and the metadata will be changed to indicate that. So probably similar to the do not buy thing that happened with some of the champions from Champions Arena. We'll see something like that on the Ethereum side, and you will get a Gala chain version of the NFT for that land. The mercenaries are being fulfilled on Gala chain, so we don't have any concerns there at this point. Begs the question as to how you bridge them back out. Until there's a Gala chain marketplace, you can't sell it anywhere except Ethereum. So we'll have to wait and see what their answers are about those things. But we'll get more information leading up to the December 5th launch. We'll be able to talk about that next week sometime.
Yep. Cool.
I think that's it.
What? Wait, we're going to end this in under 45 minutes?
It's exactly 45 minutes. I've been working hard.
I love it.
You're killing it.
Thanks for joining us, guys. And Oh, we went
I
off.
didn't have it pulled up yet. I was looking at something else.
Where's the music?
We'll
All
try
right,
again
guys.
next week. We'll try it
Appreciate
again next
you.
week.
See you guys.